Hi, my name is Christian Hughes. Today is May 10th, 2017, and today marks me being out of the psychiatric hospital for an entire year today. And I'm making this video to celebrate life and how much I have grown and how much I have learned from that night 1 year and 6 days ago when I tried to take my own life. I think I've rehearsed this hundreds of times, and I feel like it'd be best to kind of start out in a metaphor, which I know sounds silly, but in this metaphor, uh, my life is like a custody battle, you could say. And my mom and dad both love me, but they hate each other. And I love both of them so very much and couldn't picture life without either of them. And my dad, in this metaphor, would be the church as a whole, whom I love. The church is the reason I am the man I am today. And my faith is what people notice first about me. And I'm glad. I wouldn't be alive without God today. And I'm so thankful to Him, and I am thankful to the people at my specific church for how they have helped me grow. But again, the church as a whole is a different story because my mom, in this metaphor, is the LGBT community, whom I love. And they're the ones that opened their arms to me when I was too scared to open my arms, because opening my arms would mean that they'd have to see my scars from when I would cut myself and punish myself for something that this world tells me is a choice when it's not. And they would cry with me and help me see that I am a beautiful person. I'm not a horrible human being, and they helped me start to actually love myself. And that's what I love about both of you. It's like you both have a puzzle piece to something greater. One of you, you know how to love yourself so well, and the other, you do your best to love everybody else around you. And it's wonderful. Like I said, it's like my mom and dad, but you guys hate each other, and I couldn't deal with it. And there's a bajillion other factors, of course. That's not the only reason that led me to that night, but you both are wonderful, but want me to pick. And I couldn't pick, I had to either be a Christian who's not gay or gay and not a Christian. And I couldn't do that, And I have learned so much this past year that I wouldn't have otherwise had I been successful that night. And I owe it all to God for saving my life. He's the only reason that bullet got jammed in the cockpit of that gun. And I'm here. And so what I have learned is that you both understand love, but not fully. And I am saying that you guys hate each other, but the opposite of love isn't hate, and I've learned that. The opposite of love is fear. And whether you both want to say it or not, you're both afraid of each other. And you can't understand love fully until you've gotten rid of that fear. And church, you guys talk about loving the furthest out there and how God's grace is sufficient for everyone and how we are all equal in His eyes. But if you're gay, you're just a little bit more of a sinner than everybody else, because you hear the word gay and immediately assume that I am a lust-filled beast chasing sex after men, because that's what you think I am. And then you tell me that I'm going to hell when you try and use that as a tactic to scare me, when all actuality, I'm not afraid of that at all. Because I've lived hell every day of my life when I am being ostracized and ridiculed and bullied and afraid to leave my house sometimes. That's hell. And you wouldn't understand that. And so you tell me I'm going there, and I almost welcome it, because how can it be different than what I'm living nowadays? But LGBT, the church isn't 100% wrong. I mean, you guys are amazing and wonderful, and there's so many things that make you guys beautiful, men and women. Yet, you choose to let gay be the only label and only identity in your life. That is the very essence of who you are, and you let everybody know it too, when I think you're trying to be confident, but discretion is not the same thing as shame, just like being blatantly obvious isn't the same thing as confidence. I think you guys have been hurt so much by this world, and you've let the world win. And it breaks my heart to see that all this world sees is that one thing. And some of you guys let that happen. And I'm not talking to everyone, but it hurts, because that shouldn't have to define you. That shouldn't have to be your label. And you guys don't have to fall into that pattern or that world mindset of, oh, well, I'm just here for sex, and that's all everyone thinks, and so I'll rub it in everyone's face. Like, why? You know, you do such an amazing job of loving yourself, almost too much, just like the church prides themselves on how they love everyone around them. Yet, I don't even think they know how to love themselves. And again, I've learned that you both have both puzzle pieces to love, yet will never understand it fully until you get rid of the fear in both of your hearts. And I have learned that over this year. I'm not afraid to love. I'm not afraid to love others, like the church says, and I'm not afraid to love myself, like the LGBT says. And I'm not going to hell. I'm not a lust-filled beast chasing after sex of this world. I am me. And if that's too hard for you to understand and you don't know what to say, the only label that matters and the only thing you should call me is my name. My name is Christian Joshua Hughes, and if there's anything else you want to call me, feel free, but it doesn't matter to me anymore, because I'm not afraid, because I understand love 100% now. And that is what I have learned this past year. Thank you, everyone, for helping me. Thank you, God, more. Thank you for watching.